Whenever you are. Hey. Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
So, not Rabbi Zoe, as you all know. She's on, for those that don't know me, everybody knows me. Michelle Eisenbrook. I'll be leading the service tonight, while Rabbi Zoe is off on a well-deserved family get-together. So she's out of town now, and I'm taking over for the night. So welcome to the Zoomers as well. And we'll start the service with Hine Matov, that could be found on page 128. We continue on page 124. And why don't we read responsively? I'll take the first part and you guys join in. May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship.
May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, things to express, and hopes to nurture.
May the door of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity.
May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet.
May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness.
May this synagogue be, for all who enter,
The doorway to a richer and more meaningful life. And I would like to ask Sarah and Jerry Ann to come forward to light the Shabbat candles, which could be found on page 120 and 121.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Oh, no. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, continue on page 131 as we continue with Shiru Ladonai, Shir Hadash. Let us sing a new song unto God. We continue with Lecha Dodi on page 138 as we welcome the Shabbat bride. Continue with the Baruch that could be found on page 264. I have the tabs in my Siddur pushed ahead to the following service. So Baruch Hu, our call to worship. Please be seated. On page 265, towards the bottom of the page, we read together, Adonai, your majesty is proclaimed by the marvels of earth and sky. Sun, moon, and stars testify to your power and wisdom. Day follows day in endless succession, and the years vanish, but your sovereignty endures. Though all things pass, let not your glory depart from us. Help us to become co-workers with you, and endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv ha'ravim. We continue with the Shema on page 267. ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם ושיתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם Vaitem Kadoshim Lelohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Asher Hotzeiti Etchem Me'eretz Mitzrayim Lihiyot Lachem Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. We read responsively on page 269. We worship the power that unites the universe, a promise of harmony for all.
Yet that oneness eludes our grasp, as imperfection and evil abound.
Before our eyes there is a vision of perfection, order, and goodness.
There is evil enough to break the heart, but there is good enough to exalt the soul.
When will redemption come?
When we grant everyone what we claim for ourselves.
Long ago we escaped the tyranny of Egypt. Our people saw the power of the Most High.
We learned that God's presence redeems time and events, so we celebrate this power that makes for freedom.
We continue with the Micha Mocha on page 270. On page 271, we read together. Give us a place to rest, O God. Shelter us in the long, soft evening shadows of your truth. You are true protection and safety. In your presence we find love and acceptance. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael va'al Yerushalayim. We continue with singing of Hashkivenu. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. V'ha'idenu shomreinu l'chayim. continue with the tefillah on page 273. Please rise in all the ways that you are able. Adonai sifatai tifta ufi yadi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor B'Hanara, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, U'Meviku La'Livnei B'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Hozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol HaTarav Le'Hoshia, Morid HaTal, Mechapel Chaim B'Chesed, Mechayeh HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofeh Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, Umido Melech, Melech Meimid, Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'nemanata L'Hachayotako, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol. Atah kadosh v'shem hakadosh, u'kadoshim b'mo yom yahalelu chasela. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Please continue with your individual prayers. And you may be seated when you are finished. And we will be doing Shalom Rav on page 282, so you could sit by that time. continue on page 371 for the Misha Beira. Misha Berach Avotenu, Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov, Imotenu, Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah, Hu Yavarech v'Rapeh et HaCholim. O God, who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, send your blessing to those who are ill. For those who are on Zoom, please feel free to enter names into the chat for those who you would like to see healed in body and spirit. And please mention those names in person too when I point out.
Rebecca, Hermione, and Brenton, and Danielle Hilder, Michael Melovich.
Cheryl Smith, Adrian Brown, Greg Spiegel, and Bruce Bowden.
My sister Jeannie, Ellen, Jerry Ann, and Mary Carol.
Madeline.
Poet Whistler, Joyce.
Well, we're going to continue now with a Torah service. And I would like to ask Alan Eisenbrook to be our Torah holder this evening. And we turn to page 363 and read together. Happy is the one who finds wisdom, the one who gains understanding. For its value is greater than silver, its yield than fine gold. It is more precious than rubies, no treasure can match it. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Ha'olam Omed, Al Shlosha Devarim, Ha'olam Omed, Al HaTorah v'Al HaAvodah, v'Al Gemilut Chasadim, Al HaTorah moadim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim ha'olam omed, al shlosha devarim ha'olam omed. And please be seated. So tonight's portion is Bamidbar, and I have a nice question mark on my list to where Bamidbar is on in the Torah Modern Commentary. So before I read Torah, if somebody could just find that and let us know the page, that would be great. So Bamidbar is the book of Numbers. We're starting a whole new book in the Torah. And I found a Devar Torah by a Rabbi Leah R. Berkowitz on the urj.org website that I thought was pretty good. So I would like to read her Devar Torah. If I asked you to imagine yourself as a character in the Torah, who would you want to be? When we imagine ourselves on the journey to the Promised Land, it is tempting to take on a major leadership role. We want to be Moses, Miriam, Aaron, or even God. But it is important to remember that sometimes we are Israelite number 12,473, just another newly freed slave muddling through the wilderness, nervously fetching as we try to survive another day on our long trek towards the Promised Land. And that doesn't make us any less important than the main characters. The book of Numbers, as its English name suggests, begins and ends with God telling Moses to count the Israelites by taking a census. The rabbis liken this task to a merchant taking inventory of precious stones. If a merchant trades in glass beads, there's no need to count each of them individually. They can just eyeball the amount and make an estimate for their records. But the Israelites, they say, are like fine pearls. We need to be counted one by one because each of us is precious and unique. And that's according to Numbers Rabbah 4:2. While this is a beautiful teaching, as modern readers, we can't help but notice that it's not quite true that every pearl is counted. Moses first counts Israelite men over the age of 20, quote, who are able to bear arms. 603,550 were counted. Then firstborn males over 1 month old, 22,273. Then male Levites 1 month and older who will be responsible for the care and transport of all the components of the Mishkan. That's around 22,000. These numbers include notable figures like Moses and Aaron, but also supporting characters. The 12 spies who scouted out the Promised Land, and the 250 chieftains who joined Korach's rebellion against Moses and Aaron. The count would have included Pinchas, a zealous priest who becomes a vigilante, and the sinning Israelite he later killed. However, the census excludes all women, most children, people with disabilities, as disabilities would preclude them from serving in the army or the Mishkan, and those in the mixed multitude mentioned in Exodus 12:38, who aren't considered Israelites, but are still along for the ride. Miriam, Moses and Aaron's sister, leader, and a prophet in her own right, isn't counted. Neither is Moses' Midianite wife, Zipporah, or her father, Yitro, who more than once serves as a source of wisdom to his son-in-law as Moses leads the Israelites forward. How do these uncounted and sometimes unnamed people fit into our sacred story? Dr. Adrienne Levine notes that the Book of Numbers is made up of, quote, a noteworthy variety of genres: ancient poetry, narratives of complaint and rebellion, a legendary tale involving a talking ass, law and ritual, 2 censuses, a travelogue, and an archival list. While one might take this to mean that this book was compiled haphazardly, Dr. Levine likens this book to an intricately intricately designed quilt, in which opposing views are preserved, traditions are established and challenged, and different stories and texts are undeniably linked together in a larger whole. Building on the textile metaphor, we might consider the counted Israelites to be the warp of the woven cloth and the uncounted Israelites to be the weft. One element provides structure, the other adds color and texture. If either were removed, the fabric would fall apart. Drawing on these census numbers, 17th century Polish Kabbalist Rabbi Nathan Notaspira suggests that each of the 600,000 Israelites at Sinai represents one letter of the Torah. Just as a Torah scroll is considered invalid if even one letter is missing, our covenant would not be complete if even one person had been missing at Mount Sinai. We might say that the book of Numbers wouldn't be complete if it were only a book of numbers. Starting out with a census suggests that all we need to get to the promised land as an army is an army in perfect formation. But to tell the truest version of our story, we need people of all ages, genders, ethnicities, races, backgrounds, and abilities. We need people who provide instruction, leadership, and guidance. But we also need the wanderers, rebels, and fetchers who express our fear, doubt, anxiety, and impatience. Our sacred story is held together both by what's in the foreground and also what's in the background. The laws we receive and the ones we rebel against. The people we count and the people we don't. Each is a thread in the fabric that makes up our sacred story. If even one of these elements were missing, our story would be incomplete. And the page is
10,028.
1028, the beginning of the book of Bamidbar. And I call Ted Bressler forward as our Aliyah to the Torah.
Baruch Hu Adonai HaMorach.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai HaMorach Le'olam Vaed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. Vayedaber Adonai el Moshe b'midbar Sinai be'ohel moed be'echad lachodesh hasheni b'shana hashenit l'seitchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lemor Se'u et rosh kol adat b'nei Yisrael l'mishmochotam V'veita itchem b'mispar shemo kol zachar l'gugolotam mi ben esrim shana v'mala kol yotzei tzava b'Yisrael tifkedu otam l'tzivotam atava aharon Itrem yehiyu ish lamata ish rosh leveta v'tavhu.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chai olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. Yasher Koach, Ted. And please rise as we dress the Torah and return it to the ark. Chaim hi lamachazikim ba v'tomechecha beyusha derafecha darchei noam v'chol netivoteha shalom hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva Chadesh Chadesh Yameinu Chadesh Yameinu kekedem. Thank you. Please be seated. And now it is my pleasure to call Terry Gladish forward to share some announcements.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
There will be no Torah study this Sunday. Torah study is on hiatus until June 11th. However, on this Sunday, May 21st, we will be removing 33 old window blinds from windows around the temple. As they're removed, we could use at least 4 people to cut paper and tape it to cover the exposed windows. We're starting around 10 a.m. It should take about 3 hours or so. And if any of you or any of us can help with that, please let me know tonight. And if you don't catch me and you decide you want to come, I'm sure you'll be welcome. Join us for Planned Parenthood's Jewish American Heritage Month event on Monday, this coming Monday, May 22nd at 6 p.m. on Zoom. Rabbi Zoe will join Rabbi Laura Novak-Weiner and Rabbi Ben Zober in a roundtable conversation about the intersections of reproductive freedom, justice, and Judaism. For more information, please contact Rabbi Zoe. The link is in the weekly. Our annual Shavuot service and study with Congregation Beth Emek, which will be held in Pleasanton, is on Thursday, May 25th at 7:30. For questions or to learn more, please contact Rabbi Zoe. There will be a Shavuot Yizkor service on Zoom Friday morning, the next morning, May 26th at 10:30 a.m. On Sunday, May 28th, Rabbi Eve will lead us in challah baking from 10:30 a.m. to noon. The multi-access event is being co-sponsored by WTBT and Tri-City Chapter of Hadassah. Cost to attend is $36 per person. Please register by May 26th. Sunday, June 4th, will be a busy day here at TBT. Join us at 9:30 a.m. for Mitzvah Day and then stay for the annual meeting at 11 a.m. Lunch will be provided. See the weekly for more details and to register. I can't believe how many activities there are. Save the date for WTBT's 2023 Installation Tea, Sunday, June 11th at 3:15. Watch the weekly for details coming soon. And back to the windows. Our Beautify the Windows campaign to replace the window blinds is underway. Thank you very much to everyone who's already donated. You can contribute online to the Beautification Fund. Cash or checks can be given can be brought to the office or dropped in the tzedakah box at the back of the social hall. Any additional funds collected will be used for further beautification projects. Temple Beth Torah seeks to be a community accessible to all members. We are looking for volunteers to occasionally provide transportation to those needing rides to Shabbat services or other in-person programming. If you can help with this mitzvah one time or more, please contact Chevra Chesed at bethtorah-fremont.org, AKA me. The Gun Violence Prevention Proclamation recognizes June 2nd to 4th as National Gun Violence Awareness and Wear Orange Weekend. We encourage members of our TBT community to attend the Fremont City Council meeting on June 6th, 2023 at 7 p.m. in order to support our city leadership as they honor those whose lives have been lost to gun violence and to show our city leadership how much this issue matters to its constituents. And there's more info in the weekly on that. Jewish Silicon Valley and Chai House Board of Directors have created a survey for residents of Santa Clara County to learn about interests and aspirations of Jewish community members in order to help local institutions better support the real needs and desires of Jews in our area. If you have a few moments during your week, please fill out the survey. It's in the weekly. And thank you to Michelle Eisenbrook for leading our service this evening, to Cindy Monroe for managing the AV, and to Karen Bressler and Jack Samosky for representing the worship committee tonight. Thank you.
Shabbat shalom. That was a mouthful. Yeah. Terry is our recent addition to the board, chairing the Chevra Chesed committee, and there are a lot of needs in our community. And if any of you would like to lend your hand, please contact Terry. Okay. We continue with the Aleinu that can be found on page 586. Please rise. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'teit gedula li'otzeh breshit, shelo asanu k'goyei ha'aratzot, velo samanu k'mishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam elkeinu lahem v'gora aleinu kechol hamonah. Please be seated. We turn to page 595. There are stars up above, so far away, we only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the stars that guide us. As we live out our days, these are the ways we remember. We remember with tenderness those who have died in the last 30 days. If you are observing Shloshim, please rise as I recite the name of your loved one. Anna Frances Greenberg, mother of Amy Nardini. On this Shabbat, we remember those whose yurtzeit occurred during this past week. Please rise as your loved one's name is read. Gertrude Giti Eisenbrook, mother of Alan Eisenbrook. Louis Ellman, grandfather of Steve Ellman. Dorothy Green, remembered by Joseph Bradley. Barney King, husband of Babe King. Rachel Picker, remembered by Amos Picker. Frances Sachs, mother of Rick Sachs. Sonia Spitalnik, remembered by Zoya Kravitz. We invite all who are observing the first year of mourning to rise at this time. Zichronah Livracha, and we rise as one congregation united by memory and compassion to praise God's name. As we turn to the Mourner's Kaddish on page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divrach yirutev. Okay. V'yivon uv'yomechon uv'chayet kol beit Yisrael, v'agala uv'izman kariv imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach v'olam olamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei t'kudsha brichu. Le'elam minkol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, da'miran v'yalma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'romav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, amen. Please be seated. Oseh shalom b'romav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, v'al kol Our service would not be complete if we didn't offer a family blessing. So please hold on to someone either physically or in your hearts. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lechem shalom. May you feel God's presence within you always, and may you find peace. Which we say Amen. And we continue with the Kiddush and Motzi. So for those who are on Zoom, please grab a sweet drink. And those in the sanctuary could have wine or grape juice after the service. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kichanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava u'ratzon yinhilanu. Zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom tehillah lemikra'e kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'acharta v'yotanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha v'ahava u'ratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen. And we can continue with the Kiddush, with the Motzis. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz p'tei avon. And because we can't ask for enough peace in the world, our closing song will be O Javo Shalom. Salam. O Javo Shalom Aleinu, O Javo Shalom Aleinu, O Javo Shalom Aleinu, ve'avulam. O Javo Shalom Aleinu, O Javo Shalom Aleinu, O Javo Shabbat Shalom.
Toda Rabah, Michelle.
Shabbat Shalom, my Zoom friends.